Hi, this is Danny V. I'm at Urca Auto Center, and we'll have the new arrivals right after the scoop on Mason County Press.
Hi, I'm Kate Krieger-Watkins here with the scoop for Mason County Press, brought to you by Urca Auto Center and Safe Harbor Credit Union. And today I'm joined with Mason County Sheriff Kim Cole. Thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. So we're going to talk a little bit about things that are happening in the county.
Sure.
And let's start off with, in August of last year, voters approved 4 new road deputies.
Right.
So how is that playing out now?
So that's been, you know what, it was a wonderful opportunity for us, and the voters approved that over 60%. So that was a really nice show of support our community gave us. It was 0.3 mils, which will generate enough money for us to hire 4 additional deputies. And I think the one thing, there was a breakdown of communication, if you will, from the law enforcement side of things. I think the public felt that at any given time we probably had 4 or 5 cars out there. And the one complaint I would hear as the sheriff was, what took you guys so long to get to the call? And I would always follow that up by saying, well, how many guys do you think we have out there? And it was always, well, you got to have 3 or 4 guys out there, 5 guys out there. And I said, no, you understand, if we have everybody working, we have 3 deputies at any given time. Now, that's if they're not on vacation, they're not in court, they're not at training, you know, they're not off sick or injured. If everybody's working, nobody's sick, vacation, in court, at training, we have 3 guys on.
And does that mean they're out in the community in vehicles?
Right.
Okay.
Right. And we have a big county. There's a lot of road to cover. So I think when the public understood that we were only running 2 guys 70 to 80% of the time, they looked at it as an officer safety issue. And we were very fortunate that the public supported that. So we have, since January 1st of this year, been going through hiring phases, and we have 3 of those 4 spots filled. And it's important that, you know, when you're talking 16 or 17 deputies, that you have quality folks. We're a very proactive department. We want to do the best for our community, and when you only have 16, 17 guys or gals out there at any given time working, it's important that you have quality people out there. So we have 3 of the 4 positions filled, and the officers, the new hires, go through what's called a field training phase. So they are assigned to different sergeants at different phases, and those sergeants, their goal is to get the officers proficient in certain areas. So that takes anywhere from 2.5 months to 6 months.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it's learning the roads, it's learning the personalities in our community, it's learning policies, it's learning report writing systems and databases, and we're very pleased with where we're at in our hiring process. The 3 folks we picked up are going to be very, very positive influences in our community. I'm very confident of that.
And who are the 3 that you've hired so far?
So I was afraid you were going to ask me that. So our latest hire is a young man named Alex, who came to us from Ferris State. He's from the Allegan County area, a very nice young man. Before him, we had Brad Becker. He's from Grand Rapids. He is a GRCC graduate. And Seth Pranger came to us from Oceana County. He had prior law enforcement experience with the Oceana County Sheriff's Office. So we got 3 young guys, but they're young. I mean, one of them's only had his driver's license for 5 years. I mean, so it's but it's exciting to see their enthusiasm they bring to our office.
Absolutely. Now, if they're with these other deputies, is that the right word? Okay. For like 2 to 6 months, are they always with somebody else, or do they go out on their own at times too?
No. Every training phase they have through field training, every training phase they go through, the sergeant has to sign off that they are proficient in that field.
Okay.
And then they're assigned to another sergeant for another phase, and all 4 road patrol sergeants get them. Now what they'll do is maybe the first few weeks they'll do nothing but ride is the second man in the car, and then eventually we'll get them into where they're driving the car with the supervisor in the car with them, and so they grow into that process. But yeah, not until they clear all phases are they sent out on their own.
Okay, well, that's good to know.
Yeah.
So, because I know a lot of times you'll see two guys in a car and you'll be like, what's going on or
Yeah.
something, but that makes a lot more sense. So.
Sure.
And then something recently has come about called the Stopped program.
Right.
So why don't you tell us a little bit more about that? Because I'm just learning about that too. I didn't really know much about it, and I think it's an interesting concept.
Yeah, so STOPPED stands for Sheriffs Telling Our Parents and Promoting Educated Drivers. And it's a program that's been around for many years through the Michigan Sheriff's Association. But in the past, sheriff deputies, if they stopped a vehicle and the vehicle was registered through the association, the parents would receive a letter in the mail that, hey, this vehicle was pulled over at this date, this time, this location, with this amount of people in the cars, and the letters would go out that way. And the program never really took flight, I guess. State Farm stepped up last year on a statewide level and donated $25,000 to help write a software program that would make it, instead of the notifications going through snail mail, it would go out however the mom or dad wanted to receive that notification. And then this year they came up with $15,000 additional dollars, State Farm did, to really ramp the program up. And so State Farm has $40,000 over 2 years invested in this program. And what it is, moms and dads and law enforcement officers, we need to communicate, okay? Because quite frankly, the largest percentage of fatal crashes occur between our 16 and 20-year-old drivers, okay? Even though they don't make up the bulk of the drivers on state roads, they account for the highest percentage of fatalities. Oftentimes those decisions, those fatal wrecks occur because of poor choices being made. So our goal and the concept behind this is, let's correct the bad decisions before they become habits, okay? So let's try to get them when they're young. And quite frankly, if this program was in existence when I was 16, 17, I probably wouldn't be here today. My mom and dad would have probably taken my license and probably buried me in the basement somewhere. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So this program is to help us keep contact with moms and dads. Let's walk alongside moms and dads, and let's keep them in the loop to what children are doing. Because the reality is, kids aren't going to tell mom and dad if they're pulled over by the police. Most of the time. All right? Some will, but most won't. So I didn't. I'll be honest. So now parents, if they own the car and they have a child who is between 16 and 21 and they drive mom or dad's car, mom and dad can go to the Michigan Sheriff's Association website, www.misheriff.org. Scroll to the bottom portion of the page, and there's a stopped sign sticker. They click on that, and it's a 90-second process to register your vehicle. And then what happens is they will get a stopped sign sticker that has a specific serial number on it. Okay. And that's placed in the upper left-hand corner on the back window of the car. And if the vehicle's pulled over for any violation, whether a ticket's issued or not, and someone between 16 and 21 is driving that vehicle, the officer will record that serial number, go back to his cruiser, and in his MCT simply enter that information, and instantly mom and dad gets a text message, an email, however they want to be notified based on the information they provide. They'll get instantly notified that there's been a contact with their child.
Okay.
And hopefully, that'll open some conversation opportunities between mom and dad and their child, mom and dad, child, and law enforcement. Maybe it's mom and dad and law enforcement. The whole concept is to keep our young people as safe as possible.
Now, you say it's been kind of around for a little while. Mm-hmm. Now, do you know what kind of statistics there are of other counties that are doing this, that actually have the parents that take that first step to go online, to register, to put that sticker in their car?
Yeah, great question. So when they started unrolling this last year, Mason County was one of 2 counties selected by the association. They wanted a larger county, and then they wanted kind of a more rural, smaller county. So Livingston County was chosen, and Mason County was chosen. Now, we did a press release last week where our executive director, Blaine Copes, came in and rolled the concept to our community, and you folks were here for that press conference. I met with Blaine recently, and they have been flooded with parents registering their vehicles.
Oh, okay.
Upwards of 700 a day.
Wow.
Are registering their vehicles. So it took off so fast that now Saginaw, Calhoun, Kalamazoo, and I believe Kent County are all looking to get on board right away with the program too. So we have a conference coming up for the sheriffs in the next few days, and we will be addressing the statewide rollout of the program then. So it's really taken off very well. We're very pleased with the way things have went.
That's great. Now, what are some of the most common things, I'm guessing text messaging and that kind of thing, between this age group that you see a lot when you're pulling these kids over?
So,
whether or not it's speeding or other things.
Yeah, most of it has to do with speeding, aggressive driving, kids taking risks with buddies in their cars that they otherwise wouldn't take. You know, I will tell you, 2 years ago, one morning in the fall, one of the secretaries came to me and she says, "Sheriff, you need to look at these tickets." And she puts a stack of 10 or 12 tickets on my desk. And they were all young people, all in the morning hours going to school. And they weren't just 60 and a 55. We had a 97 and a 50 going through Custer. We had upper 80s on back roads. We had a 77 and a 45 on PM Highway down by 6th Street. And it wasn't any specific school, it was just young people on their way to schools, on the various schools countywide. And there wasn't one school that was more than another, but there was 10 or 12 kids that received some very high speeding tickets. I mean,
they
not
need to wake
just,
up earlier.
Well, yeah.
And slow down.
So, and again, if Stopped would have been around back then, there'd have been probably some parents having some very serious conversations with their children. And what I chose to do in that event was I notified the schools. And I said, look, I'm not telling you who these kids are that were ticketed, but you need to have a chat with all of your young people who are driving to school, okay? And they need to understand that this isn't going to be tolerated. And like I said, they weren't cheesy tickets. They weren't rolling a stop sign. Like I said, one was 97 going through Custer on a 50 zone.
Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah.
That's just way too fast. So, well, anything else you want to inform us about with Mason County right now that's happening? Anything exciting coming up in the...
Well, summer's here.
Is it?
So, well, yeah.
This weekend it's supposed to be really nice.
Yeah, based on the calendar. Anyway, we would just want people to have a safe summer, have a good time, enjoy everything our community and our county has to offer. Just remember that you're not alone. Other people are sharing those same benefits that we all get, and so be careful on the roads. Don't do the drinking and driving. If you're out boating, have fun, but be safe, be responsible, and we just want people to come here, enjoy what we have to offer, and when they leave it the way they found it, kind of thing.
True.
So.
Now, if somebody were to think that they were behind a drunk driver or saw somebody out on the lake during the summer, what's the best thing somebody can do to report those kind of behaviors?
Yeah, another great question. The one thing I hear quite often is people say, I saw this going on, and I'm like, man, you should have called. And they're like, well, it really wasn't an emergency, or we didn't want to bother anybody. Well, you don't know what the emergency is or isn't, and you're not bothering us. You pay taxes, and you, like we talked earlier, you approved a millage for some extra road patrol deputies, and that's what we're here for. So if you get behind someone and they're driving in a manner that you don't think is safe, whether it's possibly because of alcohol or texting or just fast driving, don't hesitate to give the 911 center a call and don't ask for a deputy. You have no idea where we're at. We might be around the corner.
Right.
So, we might be heading in the same direction you are, following that person. It's just a matter of spinning around and dealing with them. So call, by all means call.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
It's nice seeing you again. It's been a while, and thanks for all you guys do to help us out too. We appreciate that.
Thanks, I appreciate it. And for any other headlines, check out MasonCountyPress.com, and our weather is always brought to you by Smith & Denny Insurance. And again, have a good summer, and I hope everybody stays safe out there on the roads.
Absolutely.
Thanks again.
Thank you.
Check this out. 2012 Dodge Ram Sport. My gosh, leather, 20-inch wheels, 4x4, a V8 Hemi, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Come down here and check it out. Oh my gosh. OMG, this Chrysler 2016. This could be my car. Look at this. It's beautiful. It's leather. It's got all the things. And one owner. Maybe I'll be two owners. Hurry up, get down here before I buy this car. Yeah, baby. F-150 Ford 4x4. It's got a short box. Check the wheels out. Beautiful. You can see it right here. Hurry up. I like this one too. It's a rare find, regular cab. Come on down. Well, that about wraps us up for the new arrivals at Urca Auto Center. Get down here and check these out. We'll see you down here real soon.